Discipline over motivation. Why willpower alone won't save you. Written and published by MSE Boost. Chapter 1. The motivation myth. Motivation is often touted as the secret ingredient to success, the elixir that will propel you towards your goals and dreams. Self-help books, motivational speakers, and countless social media posts all preach the importance of staying motivated, as if it were the magic solution to all of life's challenges. However, the harsh reality is that motivation is a fickle and unreliable friend, one that abandons you when you need it most. Relying on motivation to achieve your goals is like building a house on a foundation of sand. It may seem stable at first, but when the winds of adversity start to blow, the whole structure comes crumbling down. Motivation is a fleeting emotion, subject to the whims of your mood, circumstances, and external factors beyond your control. It's the surge of excitement you feel when starting a new project, the burst of energy that comes with a fresh idea, but it rarely lasts long enough to see you through to the finish line. The problem with motivation is that it's not sustainable. It's a finite resource that depletes over time, leaving you stranded and helpless when the initial enthusiasm fades. When you're motivated, everything seems possible. You're full of optimism and drive, eager to tackle any obstacle in your path. But as the novelty wears off and the daily grind sets in, motivation becomes increasingly elusive, until one day, you wake up and realize that it's gone altogether. This is where the myth of motivation becomes dangerous. When you buy into the idea that motivation is the key to success, you set yourself up for failure. You start to believe that if you're not feeling motivated, there must be something wrong with you. You beat yourself up for not being able to summon the enthusiasm you once had, and you mistake the absence of motivation for a lack of ability or desire. But the truth is, even the most successful people in the world don't feel motivated all the time. They have their off days, their moments of doubt and frustration, just like everyone else. The difference is that they don't let the lack of motivation stop them. They understand that motivation is a bonus, not a requirement. They know that the only way to achieve their goals is through discipline, consistency, and hard work, regardless of how they feel on any given day. They show up, even when they don't want to, because they've made a commitment to themselves and their dreams. This is the fundamental flaw in the motivation myth. It perpetuates the idea that success is a matter of feeling, rather than action. It suggests that if you're not inspired, passionate, or excited about your goals, you might as well give up. But the reality is that success is a matter of doing, not feeling. It's about putting in the work, day after day, even when you don't feel like it, until you've built the habits and momentum that will carry you forward. The truth is, motivation is a luxury, not a necessity. It's a wonderful thing to have, but it's not something you can depend on. The sooner you accept this, the sooner you can start building the discipline and resilience that will serve you far better in the long run. Because when you're disciplined, you don't need motivation. You don't need to feel like doing the work. You just do it, because it's who you are and what you do. This is the power of discipline. It frees you from the tyranny of your emotions, the constant fluctuations of your mood and energy levels. When you're disciplined, you don't wait for inspiration to strike or motivation to arrive. You create your own momentum through consistent action and unwavering commitment. You show up, even when you don't feel like it, because you know that success is not about how you feel, but what you do. The motivation myth is a trap, a seductive, but ultimately empty promise that keeps you stuck in a cycle of starts and stops, always waiting for the right feeling to arrive before you take action. But the truth is, if you want to achieve your goals and live the life you've always dreamed of, you need to let go of the idea that motivation is the answer. You need to embrace discipline as the true key to success, the foundation upon which all lasting achievements are built. In the following chapters, we'll explore the power of discipline in more depth and provide you with practical strategies and tools for cultivating it in your own life. We'll show you how to build habits that stick, how to overcome resistance and procrastination, and how to stay committed to your goals even when the going gets tough. Because when you have discipline on your side, nothing can stop you from achieving your wildest dreams. Chapter 2. Building a disciplined mindset. Developing discipline is not just about changing your actions. It's about fundamentally shifting your mindset. It requires a new way of thinking, a mental framework that prioritizes long-term success over short-term gratification. This is the essence of the disciplined mindset, a powerful psychological tool that can help you overcome the limitations of motivation and achieve your goals with unwavering consistency. At its core, the disciplined mindset is about taking responsibility for your life and your choices. It's about recognizing that you are the architect of your own destiny, and that your actions today will shape your reality tomorrow. When you embrace this mindset, you stop waiting for external factors to dictate your behavior and start taking control of your own thoughts and decisions. The disciplined mindset is rooted in the belief that success is not a matter of luck or talent, but rather the result of consistent effort and perseverance. It's about understanding that greatness is not achieved overnight, but through the accumulation of small, daily actions that compound over time. With this perspective, you stop looking for quick fixes or magic bullets and start focusing on the slow, steady work of building positive habits and routines. Developing a disciplined mindset requires a willingness to embrace discomfort and push through resistance. It means learning to tolerate the unpleasant feelings that often accompany growth and change, such as fear, uncertainty, and self-doubt. When you have a disciplined mindset, you don't let these emotions dictate your behavior. Instead, you acknowledge them, but choose to act in alignment with your goals and values anyway. One of the key components of the disciplined mindset is the ability to delay gratification. This means resisting the temptation of immediate rewards in favor of long-term benefits. It's about making decisions based on what you want most, rather than what you want now. When you have a disciplined mindset, you're willing to make short-term sacrifices for the sake of your long-term vision. You understand that true success often requires foregoing instant pleasure in pursuit of a greater purpose. Another crucial aspect of the disciplined mindset is the ability to maintain focus and avoid distractions. In a world filled with endless opportunities for procrastination and distraction, discipline is the antidote that keeps you on track. When you have a disciplined mindset, you're able to tune out the noise and stay focused on what truly matters. You don't let temporary setbacks or obstacles derail your progress, but instead view them as opportunities for growth and learning. Cultivating a disciplined mindset also involves developing a growth mindset, the belief that your abilities and intelligence can be developed through dedication and hard work. When you have a growth mindset, you embrace challenges as opportunities to learn and improve, rather than threats to your ego. You understand that failure is not a reflection of your worth as a person, but simply feedback that can help you refine your approach and do better next time. To build a disciplined mindset, start by clarifying your values and setting clear, specific goals that align with those values. When you have a strong sense of purpose and direction, it becomes easier to make decisions that support your long-term vision. Break your goals down into manageable steps and create a plan of action that outlines the specific behaviors and habits you need to cultivate to achieve them. Next, practice self-awareness and learn to recognize the thoughts and beliefs that undermine your discipline. Pay attention to the excuses and justifications you make for procrastinating or giving in to temptation, and challenge them with evidence and logic. Develop a set of empowering beliefs and affirmations that reinforce your commitment to discipline, such as, "I am in control of my choices," or "I have the power to create the life I want." Finally, surround yourself with people and environments that support your disciplined mindset. Seek out mentors, accountability partners, and like-minded individuals who share your values and goals. Create a physical and social environment that makes it easier to make disciplined choices, such as keeping healthy foods readily available or joining a group that shares your interests and aspirations. Building a disciplined mindset is not a one-time event, but a lifelong process of growth and self-discovery. It requires patience, persistence, and a willingness to learn from your mistakes. But with time and practice, the disciplined mindset can become a powerful tool for achieving your goals and living a life of purpose and fulfillment. By embracing this mindset, you'll be able to break free from the limitations of motivation and tap into a deeper source of strength and resilience that will serve you in all areas of life. Chapter 3. The Power of Habits. Habits are the invisible architecture of our lives, the unconscious patterns of behavior that shape our days and determine our destinies. Whether we realize it or not, our habits are constantly propelling us towards success or holding us back from reaching our full potential. When it comes to building discipline and achieving long-term goals, harnessing the power of habits is absolutely essential. The science of habit formation has been extensively studied in recent years, and the findings are clear. Habits are not just a matter of willpower or self-control, but rather the result of a complex interplay between our brains, our environment, and our behavior. Every habit, whether good or bad, follows a similar pattern: a cue or trigger that prompts the behavior, the routine or action itself, and the reward or benefit that reinforces the behavior. To create positive habits that support your goals, you need to understand and manipulate this habit loop. Start by identifying the cues that trigger your desired behavior, such as a specific time of day, a particular location, or a certain emotional state. Then, design a routine that is easy to perform and requires minimal willpower, such as doing 10 push-ups every morning or meditating for 5 minutes before bed. Finally, reward yourself for completing the routine, either with a tangible treat like a piece of chocolate or an intangible benefit like a sense of accomplishment or pride. The key to making habits stick is repetition and consistency. The more often you perform a behavior, the more ingrained it becomes in your neural pathways, until eventually it becomes automatic and effortless. This is why it's so important to start small and focus on consistency over intensity. Rather than trying to overhaul your entire life overnight, choose 1 or 2 simple habits that you can realistically commit to every day, and build from there. Another crucial factor in habit formation is the concept of habit stacking, which involves linking your desired behavior to an existing habit or routine. For example, if you already brush your teeth every morning, you might decide to do 10 squats while brushing. By piggybacking your new habit onto an established one, you make it easier to remember and more likely to stick. Of course, creating positive habits is only half the battle. Equally important is breaking the negative habits that sabotage your progress and hold you back from your goals. This requires a similar process of identifying the cues and rewards that drive the behavior, and then finding healthier alternatives that satisfy the same needs. For instance, if you have a habit of snacking on junk food when you're stressed, you might try to identify the underlying emotional need such as comfort or distraction, and find a more constructive way to meet that need, such as calling a friend or going for a walk. By replacing the negative habit with a positive one, you gradually rewire your brain and build new patterns of behavior that support your long-term success. Building discipline through habits also requires a mindset shift from outcome-oriented thinking to process-oriented thinking. Rather than fixating on the end result or the destination, focus on the daily actions and routines that will get you there. Celebrate the small wins and the incremental progress, rather than getting discouraged by temporary setbacks or failures. Remember, habits are not a quick fix or a magic bullet, but rather a long-term investment in your own growth and development. It takes time, patience, and perseverance to create lasting change, but the payoff is well worth the effort. When you have positive habits working for you, you have a powerful ally in the quest for discipline and success. To make your habits even more effective, consider incorporating accountability and tracking into your routine. Share your goals and habits with a trusted friend, family member, or coach, and ask them to check in on your progress regularly. Use a habit tracker or journal to monitor your consistency and celebrate your streaks. By making your habits visible and measurable, you increase your motivation and reduce the risk of backsliding. Ultimately, The power of habits lies in their ability to automate your behavior and conserve your willpower for the things that truly matter. When you have strong habits in place, you don't have to rely on fleeting motivation or constantly make difficult decisions. Instead, you can channel your energy and focus towards your higher level goals and aspirations, trusting that your habits will keep you on track and moving forward. By harnessing the science of habit formation and making it a cornerstone of your discipline practice, you set yourself up for long-term success and fulfillment. You create a foundation of positive behaviors that support your goals and values and gradually transform your life from the inside out. So start small, stay consistent, and watch as the power of habits propels you towards the life you've always wanted. Chapter 4. Designing your environment for success. Your environment plays a crucial role in shaping your behavior and influencing your ability to cultivate discipline. The physical spaces you inhabit, the people you surround yourself with, and the digital landscape you engage with all have the power to either support or sabotage your efforts to build positive habits and achieve your goals. By intentionally designing your environment for success, you can create a powerful external framework that reinforces your internal commitment to discipline. The first aspect of your environment to consider is your physical space. The objects, clutter, and visual cues that surround you can have a profound impact on your mental state and your ability to focus and stay on track. A cluttered, disorganized space can be a major source of distraction and stress, while a clean, orderly environment can promote clarity, productivity, and peace of mind. To optimize your physical environment for discipline, start by decluttering and simplifying your space. Remove any unnecessary items or visual distractions that might pull your attention away from your goals. Create designated areas for specific activities, such as a workspace for focused work or a relaxation zone for rest and rejuvenation. Use visual cues and reminders, such as inspiring quotes or goal boards, to keep your priorities front and center. The next aspect of your environment to consider is your social surroundings. The people you spend time with have a powerful influence on your thoughts, emotions, and behaviors. Surrounding yourself with individuals who share your values and support your goals can be a tremendous source of motivation and accountability, while spending time with negative or toxic people can drag you down and derail your progress. To create a supportive social environment, seek out relationships with people who inspire and challenge you to be your best self. Join communities or groups that align with your interests and aspirations, and engage in activities that promote personal growth and development. Be mindful of the conversations and interactions you have with others, and strive to cultivate a positive, uplifting dynamic that encourages discipline and success. In addition to your physical and social environments, your digital environment also plays a significant role in shaping your behavior and habits. The constant barrage of notifications, alerts, and distractions from your devices can be a major obstacle to discipline, eroding your focus and willpower over time. To create a digital environment that supports your goals, you need to be proactive and intentional about managing your technology use. Start by auditing your digital habits and identifying the apps, websites, and platforms that consume the most of your time and attention. Consider uninstalling or blocking any that are not essential to your work or well-being, or using tools and settings to limit your access and minimize distractions. Create designated times and spaces for digital engagement, such as checking email or social media only at specific intervals, and establish clear boundaries around your technology use, such as no devices at the dinner table or in the bedroom. Another key aspect of designing your environment for success is incorporating elements that promote physical and mental well-being. This might include things like natural light, fresh air, plants, and ergonomic furniture that support your health and comfort. It could also involve creating rituals and routines that promote mindfulness, relaxation, and self-care, such as meditation, exercise, or journaling. By attending to these various aspects of your environment, you create a powerful external framework that reinforces your internal commitment to discipline. You surround yourself with cues, prompts, and resources that make it easier to stay focused, motivated, and on track, even in the face of challenges or setbacks. Of course, designing your environment for success is not a one-time event, but an ongoing process of refinement and adaptation. As your goals and circumstances change over time, so too should your environment evolve to support your growth and development. By remaining attentive to the impact of your surroundings and making intentional choices about the spaces and influences you engage with, you can harness the power of your environment to fuel your discipline and propel you towards success. Designing your environment for discipline and success requires a proactive, holistic approach that encompasses your physical, social, and digital surroundings. By decluttering your space, surrounding yourself with supportive people, managing your technology use, and incorporating elements that promote well-being, you create a powerful external framework that reinforces your internal commitment to growth and achievement. With an environment that is fully aligned with your values and goals, you'll find it easier to stay focused, motivated, and disciplined, no matter what challenges come your way. Chapter 5. Overcoming resistance and procrastination. Resistance and procrastination are the twin enemies of discipline, the insidious forces that undermine our best intentions and sabotage our efforts to achieve our goals. Whether it's the siren song of social media, the allure of mindless entertainment, or the simple desire to avoid discomfort, we all face daily battles with the urge to put off what we know we should be doing. Learning to overcome these obstacles is a critical skill for anyone seeking to cultivate discipline and achieve long-term success. The first step in overcoming resistance and procrastination is to understand their root causes. Contrary to popular belief, procrastination is not simply a matter of laziness or lack of willpower. Rather, it is often a coping mechanism for deeper psychological issues, such as fear of failure, perfectionism, or a lack of clarity about one's goals and priorities. By identifying the underlying emotions and beliefs that fuel our resistance, we can begin to develop strategies for addressing them head-on. Fear is one of the most common drivers of procrastination. Whether it's fear of failure, fear of success, or fear of the unknown, the prospect of stepping outside our comfort zone and taking on new challenges can be daunting. To overcome this fear, it's important to reframe our relationship with failure and view it as an opportunity for growth and learning. By embracing a growth mindset and seeing setbacks as temporary and surmountable, we can gradually build the confidence and resilience needed to push through our fears and take action. Perfectionism is another common culprit behind procrastination. When we set impossibly high standards for ourselves and believe that anything less than perfect is unacceptable, we create a recipe for paralysis and inaction. To overcome perfectionism, it's important to practice self-compassion and focus on progress over perfection. By setting realistic goals, breaking tasks down into manageable steps, and celebrating small wins along the way, we can gradually build momentum and overcome the perfectionist tendencies that hold us back. Lack of clarity and direction can also contribute to resistance and procrastination. When we're unsure about what we want or how to get there, it's easy to get stuck in a cycle of indecision and inaction. To overcome this, it's important to take time for reflection and self-discovery, clarifying our values, passions, and long-term aspirations. By developing a clear sense of purpose and direction, we can more easily prioritize our tasks and activities and stay motivated in the face of challenges and distractions. In addition to addressing the underlying psychological factors that contribute to resistance and procrastination, there are also practical strategies we can use to stay on track and maintain discipline. One effective approach is to use the 2-minute rule, which states that if a task can be completed in 2 minutes or less, we should do it immediately rather than putting it off. This helps to build momentum and reduce the mental burden of unfinished tasks. Another useful strategy is to break large, daunting projects down into smaller, more manageable steps. By focusing on one small action at a time, we can gradually chip away at even the most complex and overwhelming tasks, building confidence and momentum along the way. This approach also helps to combat perfectionism by allowing us to make steady progress without getting bogged down in the details. Creating accountability and support systems can also be a powerful way to overcome resistance and procrastination. By sharing our goals and commitments with others, we create external pressure and motivation to follow through on our intentions. This might involve finding an accountability partner, joining a mastermind group, or working with a coach or mentor who can provide guidance and support along the way. It's also important to cultivate a healthy relationship with discomfort and challenge. Resistance and procrastination often arise when we're faced with tasks that are difficult, unfamiliar, or outside our comfort zone. By learning to embrace discomfort as a sign of growth and progress, we can gradually expand our capacity for discipline and resilience. This might involve practicing mindfulness and self-compassion, reframing negative self-talk, or using visualization and positive affirmations to build confidence and motivation. Overcoming resistance and procrastination is a lifelong practice that requires patience, persistence, and self-awareness. By understanding the root causes of our resistance, developing practical strategies for staying on track, and cultivating a growth mindset and healthy relationship with discomfort, we can gradually build the discipline and resilience needed to achieve our goals and live our best lives. It's not about perfection or never experiencing resistance, but rather about developing the tools and mindset needed to navigate these challenges with grace and determination. Chapter 6. The role of self-awareness in discipline. Self-awareness is a critical component of developing discipline and achieving long-term success. Without a clear understanding of our own thoughts, emotions, and behaviors, we are likely to be at the mercy of our impulses and unconscious patterns, unable to make the deliberate choices that lead to growth and achievement. By cultivating a deep and honest relationship with ourselves, we can gain the insight and clarity needed to align our actions with our values and goals. The foundation of self-awareness is mindfulness, the practice of bringing our attention to the present moment with curiosity and non-judgment. When we are mindful, we are able to observe our own experience with a sense of detachment and perspective, rather than getting caught up in the content of our thoughts and emotions. This allows us to notice patterns and tendencies that might otherwise go unrecognized, such as a tendency to procrastinate when faced with difficult tasks, or to lash out in anger when feeling stressed or overwhelmed. By developing this kind of self-awareness, we can begin to make more conscious and intentional choices about how we respond to challenges and opportunities. Rather than simply reacting based on habit or impulse, we can pause and reflect on what is truly important to us, and choose actions that are in alignment with our deepest values and aspirations. This might involve choosing to prioritize self-care and rest when we are feeling burned out, or choosing to have a difficult conversation with a colleague rather than avoiding conflict. Self-awareness also involves recognizing our own strengths and weaknesses, and understanding how they impact our ability to cultivate discipline and achieve our goals. By honestly assessing our own capabilities and limitations, we can set realistic expectations for ourselves and develop strategies for leveraging our strengths while compensating for our weaknesses. For example, if we know that we tend to get easily distracted when working on complex projects, we might choose to break the work down into smaller, more manageable tasks and use tools like time blocking or noise-canceling headphones to minimize distractions. Another key aspect of self-awareness is emotional intelligence, the ability to recognize and manage our own emotions, as well as the emotions of others. When we are emotionally intelligent, we are better able to navigate the ups and downs of life with resilience and grace, rather than getting derailed by every setback or challenge. We are also better able to communicate effectively with others, build strong relationships, and inspire and motivate those around us. To cultivate emotional intelligence, it's important to practice self-reflection and to pay attention to our own emotional states and triggers. This might involve keeping a journal or talking with a trusted friend or therapist to process our experiences and gain insight into our own patterns and tendencies. It also involves learning to regulate our own emotions through techniques like deep breathing, meditation, or exercise, and developing the ability to respond to challenges with flexibility and adaptability. Self-awareness is also closely tied to our sense of purpose and meaning. When we have a clear understanding of what truly matters to us and what we hope to achieve in life, we are more likely to stay focused and motivated in the face of obstacles and setbacks. By taking time to reflect on our values, passions, and long-term goals, we can develop a stronger sense of direction and purpose, which can help us to stay disciplined and committed even when the going gets tough. To cultivate a stronger sense of purpose, it can be helpful to engage in practices like journaling, goal setting, and visualization. By regularly reflecting on what we want to achieve and why it matters to us, we can tap into a deeper source of motivation and inspiration that goes beyond mere willpower or self-discipline. We can also seek out mentors, role models, and communities of like-minded individuals who share our values and can support us in our journey towards greater purpose and meaning. Self-awareness is a lifelong practice that requires ongoing commitment and dedication. It's not about achieving a state of perfect self-knowledge or mastery, but rather about cultivating a curious, compassionate, and honest relationship with ourselves. By making self-awareness a priority in our lives, we can develop the insight, clarity, and emotional intelligence needed to cultivate true discipline and achieve our highest potential. This involves being willing to face our own limitations and challenges with courage and humility, and to keep showing up for ourselves day after day, even when it feels difficult or uncomfortable. With practice and perseverance, self-awareness can become a powerful tool for transformation and growth, helping us to live lives of greater purpose, meaning, and fulfillment. Chapter 7. Discipline in the face of setbacks. Setbacks, failures, and challenges are an inevitable part of any journey towards personal growth and achievement. No matter how disciplined or determined we may be, there will always be obstacles and roadblocks that threaten to derail our progress and undermine our motivation. The key to long-term success is not to avoid these setbacks altogether, but rather to develop the resilience and adaptability needed to navigate them with grace and perseverance. When faced with a setback, our initial reaction is often one of frustration, disappointment, or even despair. We may feel like giving up altogether, or like all of our hard work and discipline has been for nothing. These feelings are normal and understandable, but they can also be dangerous if left unchecked. If we allow ourselves to get caught up in negative self-talk and limiting beliefs, we risk losing sight of our goals and values altogether. The first step in maintaining discipline in the face of setbacks is to reframe our relationship with failure. Rather than seeing setbacks as evidence of our own inadequacy or lack of ability, we need to view them as opportunities for growth and learning. Every challenge we face, every obstacle we overcome, is a chance to build new skills, gain new insights, and develop greater resilience and adaptability. This mindset shift can be difficult, especially if we have a history of perfectionism or self-criticism. It requires us to cultivate a sense of self-compassion and to practice speaking to ourselves with kindness and understanding, even in the face of disappointment or failure. By treating ourselves with the same empathy and support that we would offer to a good friend, we can create a more nurturing and supportive inner environment that allows us to bounce back from setbacks more easily. Another key strategy for maintaining discipline in the face of setbacks is to focus on process rather than outcome. When we become too attached to a particular end result or goal, we set ourselves up for disappointment and frustration when things don't go according to plan. Instead, we need to focus on the daily habits and practices that will move us closer to our goals over time, regardless of the short-term ups and downs. This might involve setting smaller, more achievable milestones along the way, and celebrating our progress and efforts rather than just the final outcome. It might also involve developing a growth mindset, which sees challenges and setbacks as opportunities for learning and improvement, rather than as threats to our ego or self-worth. By focusing on the journey rather than just the destination, We can maintain a sense of purpose and motivation, even in the face of adversity. Cultivating a support system is another important strategy for maintaining discipline in the face of setbacks. When we are going through a tough time or facing a significant challenge, it can be easy to feel isolated and alone. Having a network of supportive friends, family members, or colleagues who believe in us and our goals can make all the difference in our ability to stay motivated and disciplined. This support system might include accountability partners who help us stay on track with our goals, mentors who offer guidance and wisdom, or simply loved ones who offer a listening ear and a shoulder to lean on when we are feeling discouraged. By surrounding ourselves with people who uplift and inspire us, we can create a positive and encouraging environment that helps us stay focused and committed even in the face of setbacks. It's also important to practice self-care and stress management when dealing with setbacks and challenges. When we are under a lot of pressure or facing significant obstacles, it can be easy to neglect our own physical and emotional needs in the pursuit of our goals. However, this kind of self-neglect can actually undermine our ability to maintain discipline and resilience over the long term. By prioritizing self-care practices like exercise, meditation, healthy eating, and adequate sleep, we can build a strong foundation of physical and emotional resilience that allows us to weather setbacks more easily. We can also develop stress management techniques like deep breathing, progressive muscle relaxation, or journaling to help us process difficult emotions and maintain a sense of perspective and balance. Reframing setbacks as opportunities for growth, focusing on process over outcome, cultivating a support system, and prioritizing self-care are all powerful strategies for maintaining discipline in the face of adversity. However, perhaps the most important thing to remember is that setbacks and failures are not a reflection of our worth or value as human beings. They are simply part of the learning and growth process, and they can actually serve to make us stronger, wiser, and more resilient in the long run. By embracing setbacks as opportunities for growth, and by developing the tools and mindset needed to navigate them with discipline and perseverance, we can unleash our full potential and achieve the goals and dreams that matter most to us. It may not always be easy, but with practice and commitment, we can learn to face even the toughest challenges with courage, grace, and unwavering discipline. Chapter 8. The compound effect of consistent action. The power of discipline lies not in grand, sweeping gestures or momentary bursts of motivation, but in the small, consistent actions we take every day. It's the cumulative impact of these seemingly insignificant choices that ultimately shapes our lives and determines our success. This is the essence of the compound effect, the principle that small, incremental changes, when sustained over time, can lead to massive results. Consider the example of someone who wants to improve their physical health and fitness. They might start by making a commitment to exercise for just 10 minutes a day, a goal that feels manageable and achievable even on the busiest of days. At first, the results of this small action may be barely noticeable: a slight increase in energy, perhaps, or a modest improvement in mood. But as they continue to show up day after day, week after week, the benefits start to compound. Over time, those 10 minutes of daily exercise become a habit, a non-negotiable part of their routine. They start to feel stronger, more confident, and more capable. They have more energy to devote to other areas of their life, like work or relationships. And as they start to see visible changes in their body and their health, they become even more motivated to keep going, to push themselves a little harder and aim a little higher. This same principle applies to any area of life where we want to create lasting change. Whether it's building a successful business, learning a new skill, or improving our relationships, the key to success lies in consistent, disciplined action. It's not about making radical transformations overnight, but about showing up every day and doing the work, even when we don't feel like it. The power of the compound effect lies in its ability to transform small, seemingly insignificant actions into big, life-changing results. It's the reason why someone who saves just a few dollars a day can end up with a significant nest egg over time, or why someone who reads for just 20 minutes a day can become a highly knowledgeable and well-educated person over the course of a few years. But the compound effect isn't just about the end result. It's also about the process of growth and transformation that occurs along the way. When we commit to consistent, disciplined action, we start to develop new habits and ways of thinking that permeate every area of our lives. We become more resilient, more adaptable, and more capable of handling whatever challenges come our way. This is why discipline is so essential for long-term success and fulfillment. It's not just about achieving a specific goal or outcome, but about becoming the kind of person who is able to create the life they want, day by day and choice by choice. When we cultivate discipline as a way of being, rather than just a means to an end, we unlock our full potential and open ourselves up to a world of possibility. Of course, staying disciplined and consistent isn't always easy, especially in the face of setbacks, distractions, and competing priorities. There will be days when we don't feel like showing up, when the couch looks more inviting than the gym, or the task at hand seems too daunting to tackle. But it's in these moments that the true power of discipline reveals itself. When we have a strong foundation of discipline, we're able to push through resistance and overcome obstacles, not because we feel like it, but because we've made a commitment to ourselves and our goals. We know that the only way to create lasting change is to keep showing up day after day, even when it's hard. And we trust that the compound effect will work its magic, turning our small, consistent efforts into big, life-changing results. Building discipline and harnessing the power of the compound effect requires patience, persistence, and a willingness to play the long game. It means letting go of the need for instant gratification and focusing instead on the slow, steady progress that comes from consistent effort. It means embracing the power of small wins and celebrating the progress we make along the way, even when it feels insignificant in the moment. But perhaps most importantly, it means cultivating a mindset of growth and possibility, one that sees challenges not as obstacles to be avoided, but as opportunities to learn, grow, and become the best version of ourselves. When we approach life with this kind of curiosity and openness, we start to see the potential for transformation in every moment, and we become more willing to take the small, consistent actions that lead to big, life-changing results. The compound effect of consistent action is a powerful force for personal and professional transformation. By committing to small, daily disciplines and trusting in the process of growth and change, we can unlock our full potential and create the lives we've always dreamed of. It may not always be easy, but the rewards in terms of health, happiness, success, and fulfillment are well worth the effort. So start small, stay consistent, and watch as the magic of the compound effect transforms your life in ways you never thought possible. Chapter 9. Integrating discipline into your life. Discipline is not a one-time event or a fleeting burst of motivation, but a way of life that requires ongoing commitment and integration. It's about creating a lifestyle that supports your goals and values, and making discipline a non-negotiable part of your daily routine. This means finding ways to weave the principles and practices of discipline into every area of your life, from your work and relationships to your health and personal growth. The key to integrating discipline into your life is to start small and build momentum over time. Trying to overhaul your entire life overnight is a recipe for burnout and frustration, and can actually undermine your efforts to create lasting change. Instead, focus on making small, incremental changes that feel manageable and sustainable, and that align with your overall vision for your life. This might mean setting aside just 10 minutes a day for meditation or journaling, or committing to one healthy meal a day, instead of trying to completely overhaul your diet all at once. The goal is to create a foundation of small, consistent habits that you can build on over time, gradually increasing the intensity and scope of your disciplined practices as you gain confidence and momentum. Another important aspect of integrating discipline into your life is finding ways to make it enjoyable and rewarding. While discipline does require effort and sacrifice, it doesn't have to be a joyless or punishing experience. In fact, when we approach discipline with a sense of curiosity, playfulness, and self-compassion, we're much more likely to stick with it over the long haul. This might mean incorporating elements of fun and creativity into your discipline practices, like trying a new workout class or experimenting with healthy cooking techniques. It might also mean finding ways to celebrate your progress and efforts along the way, whether it's treating yourself to a favorite activity or simply taking a moment to acknowledge and appreciate how far you've come. Integrating discipline into your life also requires a willingness to be flexible and adaptable. Life is unpredictable, and even the best laid plans can go awry. When we're too rigid or attached to a particular outcome or way of doing things, we set ourselves up for frustration and disappointment when things don't go according to plan. Instead, we need to cultivate a mindset of flexibility and resilience, one that allows us to pivot and adjust our approach as needed. This might mean being willing to let go of certain goals or expectations when they no longer serve us, or finding new ways to practice discipline when our usual routines are disrupted by unexpected events or challenges. Another key to integrating discipline into your life is to surround yourself with supportive people and environments. We are deeply influenced by the people and places around us, and when we're trying to create lasting change, it's essential to have a network of support and encouragement. This might mean seeking out accountability partners or joining a community of like-minded individuals who share your goals and values. It might also mean creating a physical environment that supports your discipline practices, whether it's setting up a dedicated workspace or decluttering your living space to minimize distractions and create a sense of order and clarity. Of course, integrating discipline into your life is not always easy, and there will be times when you feel like giving up or slipping back into old patterns. When this happens, it's important to remember that setbacks and challenges are a normal part of the growth process, and that every moment is an opportunity to recommit to your goals and values. One powerful way to stay motivated and engaged is to regularly reflect on your progress and the benefits you've experienced as a result of your disciplined practices. Take time to acknowledge the positive changes you've made, no matter how small, and to celebrate the ways in which discipline has enhanced your life and brought you closer to your goals. It's also important to approach discipline with a sense of self-compassion and patience. Creating lasting change takes time, and there will be moments of frustration, resistance, and even failure along the way. When this happens, treat yourself with kindness and understanding, and remember that every setback is an opportunity to learn and grow. Integrating discipline into your life is an ongoing process, one that requires consistent effort, flexibility, and self-awareness. By starting small, finding ways to make discipline enjoyable and rewarding, cultivating a flexible and resilient mindset, and surrounding yourself with supportive people and environments, you can create a lifestyle that supports your goals and values, and that allows you to unlock your full potential across all areas of life. Remember that discipline is not about perfection or achieving a specific outcome, but about the daily practice of showing up for yourself and your dreams, one choice at a time. With patience, persistence, and self-compassion, you can transform discipline from a chore into a powerful tool for personal and professional growth.